Hello, and welcome back to podcast. I forgot the name. Oh, deep dive into my mind. Okay, so today we're gonna be covering a very adulty topic because I feel like this topic really involves like the active population from the age of, I will say, 18th to 45 globally, and 21 to 50 in the US and other countries that, legal ages of drinking are 21, 20, things like that. So what we're going to be covering today is clubbing. Okay, so I enrolled in college in January this year. So 2023 January, I started college. So in London, there's a lot of clubs. There's a lot of clubs. I'm not even fucking kidding you. A lot of fucking clubs. So for me, okay, so disclaimer first. This episode is not going to be involving or including other countries' clubbing culture because I do not understand. I've only been to clubs in London specifically, not even in the UK, just in London. I've not been to clubs in Manchester, Bristol, Exeter, Edinburgh, Glasgow, or anywhere. So only in London. So but London's clubbing experience is quite famous. So we're gonna base off of that and off of my personal experience. And just this disclaimer and trigger warning for those who loves alcohol or have a problem with alcohol. We're gonna be involving alcohol and drugs in this episode, so just be aware. Okay, first up, how do we start? So okay, I came to this land in January of 2023. It is fun to be in this land, London, in January because it's cold and I love cold weather. Okay, I this is weird of me. I love the weather of freezing cold. And I wouldn't say I have an addiction to alcohol, but I do genuinely enjoy the feeling of being blacked out drunk. I have no idea. It's a little guilty pleasure if you ask me. But, circumstances has changed. I'm no longer a teenager. Now that I actually have a grandma's or a grandpa's schedule, literally my fucking, I'm an 80-year-old. I go to bed at, let's say, 11. That's not true, but, let's go on with it. And then I wake up at 8. I wake up in the morning. Can you believe it? I wake up in the fucking morning. So that is basically my schedule. But it was before. I'm not gonna lie. It was a fun time to be in when I was going to clubs. But here we go. So clubbing in London. Is it worth it? Well, I don't know what's wrong with the clubs here, but their drinks are so pricey. First off, okay. So normally, the most frequent club that I go to in London is called the Scotch of St. James. It's in an area in central London. The area's name is called St. James. Okay? So it's basically next to the biggest part, next to Buckingham Palace, all that. And this club, I wouldn't say it's only this club. I would say even the cheapest club in London sells their drinks at let's say a double vodka lemon. A vodka lemonade. That's my usual order. And if it's a double shot, I swear to you, I swear to God, it's 19 pounds. It's not even US dollars, 19 pounds. And it'll be equivalent to what? I really don't know. $25 a drink? Like the fuck, right? So this is really bad. And first off, the the reason that I'm starting it off with like the price of the clubs is because not everybody is rich. And I'm telling you, this club that I go to, they're not even for like bougie ass people. Therefore, they are for like all the people that I see in there. They're either students, and young people, just like young people. Like I don't see no 35 plus people in there. Like I don't see no old people there. I don't think 35 years old is old, but from a club's perspective, it's kind of old. But what I'm saying is, it's all students, and it's all white European students. I don't know why I went there for the second time. Like I really don't have a good feeling about this club, but I do like it. I really do like it. However, this is the thing. So this, like, it's not about, let's not focus on this club, but like what I wanted to say is clubbing in London, or maybe in general, like clubbing in, like, maybe let's say New York and like LA, the most popular place for clubbing. Also Berlin, good place to club, right? And Paris. And like, I mean, they all are just very popular places to go to a club for, right? I don't know if it's for all, but like, I just feel like it's a very expensive experience. And people go there. I feel, okay, I don't know, I have like a very bad opinion about people who goes to club. Like, literally, a lot of people who goes to club, they're like fucking miserable or something. That's my thought. That's my opinion. Shut the fuck up. If you don't like it, get the fuck off this. Okay, hold on. So, what I was thinking is that, like, is it worth it to go to a club? So I'm gonna give you some background. So I grew up in Hong Kong, and I feel like, actually I don't grow up in Hong Kong, but like I grew up in Hong Kong, like whatever. So I grew up in Hong Kong, and clubbing was never involved in any one of my friends. Like, any one of my friends' life is, I don't know if it's Hong Kong's culture, but I assume it's Hong Kong's culture. Everybody has a busy schedule, you know. Nobody goes to clubs. Nobody goes to clubs. I don't know how, like, people in Hong Kong make friends that goes to clubs. Like, people who goes to clubs are labeled as miserable losers, failure, almost like all the negative things that you can ever think about. Because I feel like Hong Kong as like a whole society is a very dedicated society. Like, people, when like sitting in like discussions, like when people are like, oh my god, I'm doing this activity to like relax, they're not thinking about going to clubbings or like going to clubs, or like, I don't know, like even drinking. It's not like a big drinking culture in Hong Kong. I don't know about China, but in Hong Kong, because I feel like Hong Kong as like a very stressful society, it just never is drinking. So like growing up, I never really had the idea of like clubbing means something. Like, clubbing to me means absolutely nothing. Clubbing isn't in my dictionary. Clubbing is not an activity that I would do, nor is it an activity that I would tell my kids in the future, because I wouldn't. Who the fuck tells their kids about their clubbing shit? And not even about that. There's nothing embarrassed about clubbing. I'm just saying, it's not good. But, okay. In Europe, I mean, UK is still Europe, so like, bear with me. The clubs that I went to, they're all like, I don't know. Like, they are clubs. Like, they involve drugs. I mean, by drugs, I mean illegal substance and drinks, like alcohol. So there's a few types of clubs. So for clubbings, like my favorite, like I like clubs that has a good vibe. this shit is like, it sounds so much like a bunch of bullshit, but it's true. And a lot of people like this as well, because a good club needs, like, it requires to, like, a club generally requires a good vibe to be a good club, if you know what I'm saying. And what I feel, I'm sorry, this is just so fucking funny. It's like what what makes it a good club is the balance between like the music and the vibe, and basically the people there. Like, cause it's the, it's just a fucking club, so it's not that deep. Even like, it's not even that fucking serious. Let me tell you, it's not even that fucking serious. So what I'm saying is, clubbing is not a real activity. Fuck y'all. I'm saying clubbing is not a real activity. I'm saying this out fucking loud. People who go to clubs, I think they don't have no life. I don't think they have any life. I think they're just, I simply really genuinely like encourage the people who go to our clubs, like clubbing frequents, like, please stop going to clubs. Like, I feel like you need to get a life. Do something on a Friday night, not go to a club. Like, do something. Go out to dinner with your friends, and then like, just do something nice. Go play golf. Go drive. I don't know, driving is not an activity, but go like sightseeing or something. Like, you live on a planet that has green things, and or go home and sleep at 9:30. That's what I'm saying. But okay, back to the topic. Let me just finish describing all the fucking clubs. Because first off, the clubs, I don't know what the fuck are they doing. Honestly, the clubbing business is one of the most complicated business that I will never fucking understand in my entire life. Like, I just feel like clubbing is so not worth it. If you do not have an excessive amount of cash that you want to spend, like, I'm not talking about, oh my god, I make like $100 extra this week. That's not enough for a fucking club. Let me tell you, some clubs in London, you need to buy a fucking table to go there, and a table could cost you about $450 at the lower end, and up to like $3,000 on the upper end. And I'm not fucking kidding you. It's not in US dollars. It's not in euros. It's in British pounds. And fucking, who spends this? Who spend this money? Like, first off, some clubs are like this. And I'm not denying that they are good clubs. Listen, they are good clubs, but they are very expensive to go in. They are really expensive to go in. I'm not gonna lie. They are really expensive to go in, and I've not been in one of those clubs. There is a very famous club in London called The Box. Listen to this, because The Box is basically a real life, in-person porn show from 12 in the morning until like 6 or like 5 in the morning. Like, I don't know, like, probably like every Saturday they have this porn show going on, like real in-person fucking porn show. And I just don't get the concept. Like, I really don't get like, what are the audience trying to, they're paying hundreds, thousands of dollars to sit there in a fucking table to watch people have sex. Is this making sense? Like, and obviously there's gonna be drugs. Like, there's gonna be drugs involved and like everything involved. Like, I'm not even fucking kidding you. Like, shit like this is for real crazy. Cause I don't know how, like, first, I don't know how to get in there. And the thing is, it's very dangerous. It's a very dangerous business, because clubs, they usually have like promoters. Like, they're not famous. Like, they're not like, everybody knows this club. Like, there's a famous Instagram page on this club, for this club, or like this and that. Like, no, it's not like this. There's like dozens, if not hundreds, of what they call promoters in this club. Like, in every club, maybe like from a lower end of like maybe 20 for like this one small club, and then maybe like 100 or like 200 for this like big club, like, you know, just like huge in like operational level. These promoters, I used to quote promoters, they will, you know, just go on Instagram and harass ladies. I'm just kidding. Not, they don't harass, they message them and like give them free access to like clubs. But when they're there, like when the girls are in the fucking clubs, basically what the promoters are gonna ask them to do is just sit next to like people who bought the tables and want to have some fun in a club. Like it's a very look, listen, it's a very sensitive material topic. That's what I'm saying. But am I saying like clubbing in general is not fun? No, clubbing is so fun. Like clubbing is, I think clubbing is like fun in a way, in a very unhealthy way, for me personally. Not saying for you it could be relaxing. But I've never really seen anybody relaxing in the fucking club. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not very used to being in an environment like this, in a very claustrophobic space. That's what I would say, because, you know, majority of the clubs in London, they're underground and they have no windows. I mean, obviously, like, the fuck, right? But here we go. Like, what I'm saying is that I feel like it's just very complicated for every single person to like judge the situation, because for me it basically seemed like you're going into a room with a lot of music. You can fucking smell the sweats of like everybody in the fucking room, and then after that they really do have something going on there, and there's always drugs and there's always like alcohol. It's like a very claustrophobic room. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan, but I didn't really get to the point in this podcast yet. Okay, it's their story time. Oh, okay, hold on, let me think. But what I'm thinking is that clubs, for me personally, it's just not worth it. Like, I don't feel like a club is appropriate for people to celebrate their birthday. I don't feel like a club is generally for any celebration, because it's my opinion. There's nothing to back that up. It's just my fucking opinion. Listen, because a club is dark. You don't know who you're with 24/7, and you're breathing the same air with like strangers. So why the fuck are you there? No, but seriously, I feel like clubbing is just a very unhealthy activity for me personally. Like, I don't know about other people. Like, I've never heard that people are going to the club to relax. I've heard that people go to a spa to relax. I've never heard people going to a club to fucking relax. All that I've heard so far, and from my personal experience from going to a club, is that you get drunk, like fucked up drunk in the fucking club. Listen, you get fucked up drunk. That's me, and a lot of people as well in the fucking club. And you do, you know, ridiculous shit. You do shit that you will not remember in the day. You do shit that are fucking embarrassing. And listen, it's just fucking embarrassing. Other than that, I just don't feel like club is the right place for a lot of things. Like, if you want to meet up with a friend, if you want to catch up with a friend, go to dinner, go to brunch, go to lunch, go to breakfast. Go grab a fucking coffee. I don't care. Club is not the place. If you want to celebrate your birthday, yes, include alcohol. What are you talking about? Oh, but do not go to a club for alcohol. Like, I just don't feel like it is the best for, like, literally just things to go to a club. Like, I don't know, I feel like this is a very big rant on the club, but like, not a club, but the clubs that I've been to. So, is it worth it in general? Not really, like, totally not for me. I personally, I just don't understand clubbing because I don't know what people get out of clubbing. That's my point of view. I get nothing out of clubbing except for the fact that there are some negatives, not negative, but like, just like minus some 3 digits number in my fucking bank every time when I go to a fucking club. And a bunch of pukes because I throw up every time after I drink, even a drop of alcohol. So like I don't drink now anymore. I've not touched alcohol in like months. And very expensive Ubers. So yeah, I feel like it's a good 20 minutes run for this podcast episode. Like I feel like you get it, I get it, and we're building a community upon that. We don't go to clubs, we don't drink. I mean, we do a little, but we don't smoke. That's for sure. We're gonna be talking about the hate I have for people who smoke cigarettes. No, not just people who smoke cigarettes, like cigarettes in general. Later, but not in this episode. But we're gonna be talking about that. So it's a nice run for 20 minutes. Well, thank you for watching. I love you guys so much. Okay, bye. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on TikTok. You can follow me on YouTube and everywhere. I wish you all have a good one. Bye bye.